Let's get right into it. Number 10. Midnight snacking is caveman mode. Picture this. It's 2 a.m., your fridge is glowing like a holy shrine, and you're standing there eating shredded cheese straight from the bag. You think this is just modern stress or Netflix enabling you, but nope, your ancestors are the real culprits. Back when humans were running around in loincloths and not sweatpants, food was scarce and unpredictable. Your body evolved a neat trick. If there's food available, eat it now, because who knows when a saber-toothed tiger is going to chase you away from your berry bush. So when you raid the fridge at night, you're basically reenacting prehistoric survival drills. Except instead of foraging for wild figs, you're wrestling with a pickle jar in your pajamas. Psychologists call this a thrifty gene problem. Your metabolism assumes you're one famine away from keeling over, so it encourages you to store up calories, especially late at night when energy conservation was historically critical. The result? Your brain thinks, yes, we must hoard leftover pizza slices for winter, even though the only famine you'll face is forgetting to buy groceries. And here's the kicker, late-night eating also messes with your circadian rhythm, the internal body clock that controls sleep and digestion. Translation: your stomach is trying to sleep while your brain is like, but nachos. So you wake up groggy, bloated, and regretting life choices. Evolution didn't give us a warning label on that one. Basically, midnight snacking is just your caveman DNA playing doomsday prepper, while you're just trying to live past Tuesday. Number 9. Doomscrolling equals Saber-Tooth watch. Ever notice how you can't stop scrolling bad news, even though it makes you feel like a crumpled tissue inside? That's not just poor self-control, it's an evolutionary booby trap. Your ancestors survived by paying attention to threats. If you ignored rustling in the bushes, congrats, you were dinner. Humans who stayed alert to danger lived long enough to pass on their constant paranoia genes. Fast forward a few thousand years, and instead of looking out for wolves, you're glued to headlines about collapsing economies, celebrity scandals, and why lettuce is suddenly unsafe. Neuroscience has a term for this, the negativity bias. Your brain processes negative information more intensely than positive stuff. Winning $50 feels nice, but losing $50 feels like someone set your wallet on fire. Same with news. 10 good stories can't cancel out one bad one, because your brain gives bad news VIP treatment in the survival department. So every time you doom scroll, your nervous system is reenacting ancient village security. Except now, instead of spotting predators, you're spotting why your retirement fund might implode in 2073. And the reward system in your brain makes sure you keep scrolling, because each new piece of bad news feels like useful survival data. Spoiler, it's not. Basically, doom scrolling is your Stone Age brain standing guard on an iPhone, waiting for a tiger that never shows up. Number 8. Coffee addiction equals hunter fuel. You think you're sophisticated with your latte art and your double-shot espresso, but coffee addiction is really just your nervous system cosplaying as a prehistoric hunter. Here's the deal, humans evolved to run on adrenaline bursts. Back in the day, your ancestors needed short, intense energy spikes, like sprinting after prey or hauling logs to impress the tribe. Your body loves those bursts, but it never signed up for the 9 to 5 grind where you sit in a chair typing passwords for 8 hours. Enter coffee, the liquid cheat code that tells your brain, yes, we're still warriors, ignore the spreadsheet. Caffeine works by blocking adenosine, the chemical that builds up in your brain and screams, go to bed, you sack of potatoes. Without that signal, your body thinks it has infinite stamina. This was great when you were chasing mammoths, but today it means you're just jittery in a Zoom meeting pretending you know what synergy means. The tragic irony? Coffee doesn't actually give you energy, it just steals from your future self. You're borrowing alertness the same way your ancestors borrowed fire from lightning storms. Temporarily glorious, but eventually someone's getting burned. That's why you crash later and need more coffee. Congratulations, you've been drafted into a biochemical pyramid scheme. Basically, coffee addiction is your brain reenacting a hunt every morning, except the prey is just your inbox. Number 7. Binge-watching equals story fire circles. Imagine cavemen sitting around a fire, wide-eyed, listening to a dramatic story about a guy who definitely did not survive fighting a bear. That's basically the prototype for your 12-hour Netflix marathon. Humans evolved to be story junkies. Narratives gave us survival tips, moral lessons, and bonding moments. If you knew the tale of "don't eat that mushroom unless you enjoy explosive diarrhea," you lived longer than the guy who ignored the warnings. Stories also taught group cohesion. Knowing the tribe's legends meant you belonged. So your brain developed a reward system for following long, unfolding tales. Fast forward to now, and streaming services are basically running the world's most powerful campfire. Cliffhangers are the new bear fight stories, except the lesson is just pay for next month's subscription. Your brain doesn't know the difference, it just thinks each episode is crucial survival data. And here's the kicker. Dopamine spikes whenever a story arc teases closure. That's why you say, just one more episode, until the sun rises and your boss texts, "Are you alive?" You're trapped in an evolutionary loop, with Netflix as your tribal elder. Basically, binge-watching is ancient fire circle bonding, except you're bonding with strangers on Reddit about whether the dragon subplot made sense. Number 6. Gym obsession equals fake hunting season. Let's be real. No caveman ever bench-pressed a tree for fun. But the gym? It scratches a prehistoric itch your body still craves. Hunting, hauling, surviving. Your ancestors had no choice but to move constantly. Tracking prey, building shelters, dragging mammoth meat across miles. Physical exertion was baked into life. So when modern life robbed you of that, your brain kept screaming, "We're supposed to lift heavy things or we'll die." Cue the invention of gyms, where you now pay money to simulate survival activities that used to come free with the wilderness. That euphoric pump you feel? That's endorphins, your body's built-in painkiller, evolved to reward you for not giving up mid-hunt. And the whole ritual of tracking progress, setting goals, flexing in mirrors, that's your inner hunter tallying successful kills and showing off trophies. Ironically, cavemen didn't need six-pack abs. In fact, visible abs back then probably meant you were starving. But here you are, running in place on a treadmill, while your genes are like, "Are we chasing something? No? Then why are we sweating indoors?" Basically, gym obsession is cosplay for survival instincts, except the only beast you're hunting is self-esteem. Number 5. Oversharing online equals tribal shouting. Why do you feel the urge to post every minor life update, from your breakfast burrito to your existential dread at 3 p.m.? Because your brain still thinks you're in a village of 50 people where oversharing actually kept you alive. In small tribes, communication was survival currency. "I found food. Don't drink that water." Or "that guy stole my goat," were all updates worth broadcasting. The more you shared, the more connected and trusted you became. Silence meant you were shady, possibly hiding poisoned berries or plotting betrayal. Now, you're not warning the tribe about snakes. You're tweeting about traffic. But the reward system is the same. Every like and comment feels like your fellow villagers nodding in approval, validating that you're still part of the group. Psychologists call this the social feedback loop, but it's basically just tribal clapping repackaged as Instagram hearts. The trap? Your brain hasn't updated the software. It thinks those digital nods mean survival points, when really it's just dopamine confetti. And the more you overshare, the more you're locked in the loop, convinced your brunch photos are critical to group survival. Spoiler, they're not. Basically, oversharing online is caveman gossip with Wi-Fi. Number 4. Shopping sprees equals foraging gone rogue. You walk into Target for toothpaste and walk out with a throw pillow, scented candles, and a waffle iron you'll never use. Congratulations, you've just foraged like your ancestors, except way dumber. Back in the wild, foraging was life or death. The urge to gather shiny berries, colorful plants, or unusual objects was a survival skill. If you ignored the instinct, you starved. If you overdid it, well, at least the tribe had extras. Your brain evolved to light up like a slot machine whenever you found something new and potentially useful. Now swap bushes with aisle 7. Every store is designed to hijack your hunter-gatherer reward circuits. Bright packaging? That's the modern equivalent of a bright berry saying, "Pick me. I might save you." Sales and discounts? That's your caveman brain screaming, "Jackpot! Rare find!" Never mind that you already own 12 mugs. Your neurons don't track duplicates. They just hoard. Neurologically, it's dopamine roulette. Every purchase delivers a tiny hit of survival success, tricking your brain into thinking you've secured your future. In reality, you've just secured credit card debt and a growing pile of Amazon boxes. Basically, your shopping spree is just foraging instincts playing hide and seek in a mall. Except instead of gathering nuts for winter, you're stockpiling novelty socks. Number 3. Procrastination equals risk management, caveman style. You've got a deadline tomorrow, but suddenly you're deep cleaning your bathroom grout with the intensity of a medieval monk. Why? Because your brain is running ancient risk calculations that no longer apply. In prehistoric times, procrastination wasn't laziness, it was survival strategy. Faced with multiple tasks, your brain had to prioritize. Do you chase the deer now, or patch the hut before it rains? Avoiding immediate effort sometimes meant avoiding danger. Waiting to act gave you time to gather more information, or avoid wasting energy on a bad decision. Modern procrastination is that same mechanism misfiring in the age of Google Docs. Your brain still thinks, "Don't rush, danger lurks," when really, the only danger is a passive-aggressive email from your boss. That sudden urge to do other tasks instead? That's your brain diverting energy toward safer, low-stakes activities, like alphabetizing your spice rack. Science calls this temporal discounting. Your brain undervalues future consequences and overvalues present comfort. Cavemen didn't worry about abstract future deadlines. They worried about not dying today. So your body still rewards you for dodging effort in the moment, even if the real predator is a late fee. Basically, procrastination is your caveman brain playing chess while you're just trying to finish a PowerPoint. Number 2. Comfort hoarding equals nest instincts on steroids. Why do you have a blanket collection rivaling a Bed Bath & Beyond clearance bin? Or why does your closet look like you're preparing for a decade-long slumber party? That's your inner cave dweller nesting on autopilot. Humans evolved to obsess over comfort and security. Building shelters, gathering soft materials, and hoarding resources meant higher survival odds. The impulse to create a safe, cozy nest was hardwired long before Pinterest boards existed. Now, instead of piling leaves in a cave, you're piling throw pillows on a couch. That satisfaction you feel when you wrap yourself like a burrito in 3 blankets? That's your nervous system whispering, "Yes, the predators won't eat us here." Meanwhile, the only predator is your utility bill from running the heater and electric blanket simultaneously. Comfort hoarding also links to the dopamine reward loop. Each new cozy item is a hit of safety, tricking your brain into thinking you're securing long-term survival. In reality, you're just drowning in weighted blankets while trying to remember which drawer holds the good socks. Basically, comfort hoarding is caveman nest building, except now your cave has Wi-Fi and matching curtains. Number 1. Junk food cravings equals famine insurance. You know that moment when you swear you're just grabbing a little snack, and suddenly there's an empty Doritos bag staring back at you like evidence in a crime scene? That's not just weak willpower. It's thousands of years of famine paranoia driving your taste buds. Back when survival was a full-time job, calories were scarce. Sweetness meant fruit, which meant energy. Fat meant survival fuel. Salt meant crucial minerals. So your ancestors evolved to crave high-calorie, high-reward foods whenever they stumbled across them. Finding honey was like hitting the evolutionary jackpot, worth braving bees and broken ankles. Fast forward to today. The grocery store is basically a neon-lit honeycomb filled with infinite calories, all engineered to hit those same cravings harder than nature ever intended. Your brain still thinks, "We must devour this. Winter is coming," even though the only thing coming is another Uber Eats coupon. The result is the modern junk food trap. Your dopamine system throws a party every time you inhale a burger, but the survival logic behind it is outdated. Instead of saving you from famine, those instincts are saving you from fitting into your genes. And the kicker? The food industry knows this and designs snacks with the perfect combo of sugar, salt, and fat to hijack your caveman brain like it's a cheat code. Basically, junk food cravings are just famine insurance. But now the only famine is when the vending machine eats your dollar. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.